Hello students, so we continue from the previous lesson that we did. We started the topic tissue. First unit we finished the plant tissue. In the previous class we had started the animal tissue, the second unit, and the first part of the animal tissue we have already done, that is the epithelial tissue. Remember, the animal tissue divided into 4 different groups: epithelial, muscular, nervous and connective. So epithelial tissue we have finished. I'll just quickly call out the names. I hope you remember: squamous epithelium, simple one; stratified one; columnar one; cuboidal one; ciliated one and glandular one. Right? So we have done all that. Later on I'll send you the theory points once we finish the classes. But now you go on, whatever I'm teaching here to you, you just follow the lessons. Right? So today we start the second type of the animal tissue, that will be the muscular tissue. Epithelial we have finished. So today we start the muscular tissue. Now muscular tissue. The tissue, remember what is tissue? Many cells together, grouped together, performing the same function. Okay? So obviously the muscular tissue will be made out of the cells which are known as the muscle cells or muscle fibers. Muscle cells, a special type of cells, and muscles, what do we do with the muscles? What do they do for us? Obviously, wherever there is a movement in the body, muscles are required. So muscular tissue, the main thing about muscular tissue is that they bring about the movement in the body. They are long cells. Muscle fibers are the long type of cells. They might be with the tapering ends or might be with the blunt end. But the most important thing, they make the muscular tissue makes the 40% of a body weight. They make 40% of our total body weight. And what is the function? What is the muscular tissue? This is the one we are doing today. What do? They bring about the movement. Whichever part of the body, wherever there is movement, obviously muscle fibers or muscle cells will be there. So second point, muscular tissue is made out of special type of cells called muscle cells, or we call them muscle fibers. Now, they function, most important thing, contraction and expansion. They bring movement in the body, by contraction and expansion. Contraction and expansion. They contract and they expand. By this movement, this is called the muscular movement, contraction and expansion. And by that the movement brought, that is called the muscular movement in the body. Now, these are the 3 main points. And mostly the muscular cells are long and cylindrical. The cells mostly are seen, they are long and cylindrical cells, like a cylinder. So we will do the diagram just now, cylindrical cells. So this is general about the muscular tissue. What are the main points about the muscular tissue? General, that is 40% of a total body weight is made by the muscular tissue. This is made out of the cells which are called the muscle cells or muscle fibers. They bring about movement in the body by contraction and expansion, and they are mostly the long and cylindrical cells. This is general thing about the muscles, right? Now we take the different types. Types of the muscular tissue. So now we are going to start the different types of the muscular tissue. The muscular tissue, this is the type of the animal tissue we are doing today, is classified into basically into three types. First one is called striated, or they are also called skeletal, or they are given a third name which is called the voluntary. Each one has got its significance. We'll discuss it this. First type is called the striated, skeletal, or voluntary. All three names are appropriate. Second one is called the non-striated or unstriated, or it's also called the involuntary. And the third one, special one, which is called the cardiac. Three types of the animal tissue: striated or voluntary or skeletal, non-striated, and the third one cardiac. So let's take the first one, the striated ones. The cells of this, they are elongated, the ends are blunt, not tapering, and they are this diagram, that is many cells are there parallel, they run parallel to each other. They are multinucleated. Each cell is multinucleated. So what type of cells are striated? That is, they are cylindrical in shape, run parallel to each other, and they have got light and dark bands like this. That's why they are called striated. These are called striations. Striations or striated. That means these are the muscular bands in between. So this is the reason they are called the striated muscles. So these are the bands, muscular bands. And they are multinucleated. You can see I've drawn the nucleus, and they are little bit of elongated structure, and they are parallel to each other. Now why they are called striated? Because they have got this striation, these are called striations or band. Why they are called skeletal? Because they join bones. Bones are joined by this. So you know bones make the skeleton. So skeletal muscles means the muscles which are joining the bones together. And why voluntary? Because you can control the movement of these. Like suppose some function is going on in your school. Your teacher will ask who wants to volunteer, who wants to come forward on their own free will. You volunteer yourself on your free will. So same with these muscles. You can move them according to your own free will. If you want, you move them. If you don't want, you don't. For example, your limbs, hands, legs, neck, your tongue, your diaphragm, all these are the places where the movement is voluntary. That's why the name is given. This is the voluntary. So what type of cells? Elongated, parallel running to each other, multinucleated, and they have got dark and light bands or muscles. That's why they are called striated. Skeletal because they join bones together, and voluntary, they are voluntary in action. That means according to your free will. And the examples you can write: your neck part, you move or you don't want to move, limbs, tongue, your face muscles, etc. Very simple, right? Now Now let's come to this non-striated ones. From the name only you can make out striated and non-striated. If striated means they have the bands or the muscular bands is in the fibers, non-striated do not have the bands. That's why they are called the non-striated. And they are little bit of cylindrical, but at the same time they have the tapering ends. These cells, they are also elongated, but they have got the tapering end, and they are uninucleus. That means each cell has got only one nucleus. This is one cell with one nucleus. So this is multinucleated, this is uninucleated. They have got the tapering ends, they do not have the tapering ends. They have the bands, but they do not have any muscular bands in between. And function is involuntary in function. What does it mean? Involuntary means you cannot control their movement. For example, you're eating a food. Right, food through your esophagus going down to your stomach. From stomach it's going to intestine. Are you controlling those movements? No. The muscles, they are doing their function according to their work. You cannot control their movement. That's why it's called the involuntary in function. So non-striated are, because they do not have the bands, they are involuntary because we cannot control their movement. Example, let's take esophagus of your digestive systems, your stomach, your intestine, even iris of your eye, they also contraction, expansion, it is involuntary in function. Okay, so that's the second one. Third one is a special type of the muscle. Why special is very interesting. Structurally it is striated, but functionally it is non-striated. So we can call it as striated. Some people pronounce it as striated also. Striated and involuntary. Striated and involuntary. That means structurally they will have these bands, they will look like these striated muscles, but functionally they will be involuntary. You cannot control. And all of you know the most important organ of your body. What is that? Heart. Heart is made out of the cardiac muscles. You know heart, what does it do? What is the function? Pumping out. Pumping function. Pumping blood in and out. So pumping blood. So pumping in function, that is also contraction and expansion, and it is from your birth to your death. It's continuously, without any stoppage, it continuously does it work. So special type of muscles, that is the cardiac muscles, structurally it resembles striated muscles, but functionally it is non-striated or involuntary in function, which it makes only one organ of your body, special organ, that is heart, and by contraction and expansion it receives and sends the blood out in the body, that is the pumping the blood throughout the body. So it's very small and simple part of the animal tissue, that is the muscular tissue. I'll just quickly repeat it. 3 types. First we have done what is muscles, muscular cells or fibers, the muscle cells. 3 types, skeletal or voluntary, non-striated or involuntary, and cardiac. You have got the examples and you have got the structure of the cells, right? Now we'll continue to the next one. There's another animal tissue which is very short. I'll finish it, or I'll draw the diagram for you today so that you can practice it and learn the names. That is the nervous tissue. The connective tissue is a big part which has got many types, so we'll take that in the end. So next we will take the nervous tissue. Let's take the diagram first, then we'll start. Nervous tissue, made out of special nerve cells called the neurons. Special nerve cells. And what type of cells? What do they do? What will be the function? Response to stimuli. Very, very important function. They receive the stimulus and they transport, or they send the messages to any part of the body wherever it is necessary. Mostly in the brain and the spinal cord. And they are related with all the other nerves. So the nerve cells are called the neurons, and the function is response to stimuli. You know what is stimuli? All the external conditions which affect our body system, they are called the stimulus. Just for example, you will learn later, you touch any hot object, you immediately drop it. Why? Because that hotness, that heat of that object will be your stimulus, and your body responding to it by just dropping it. So these are all done by the nerve cells. So the nerve cells, first thing, nervous tissue is made out of the special nerve cells called neurons, and the function is response to stimulus. I'll just give you the diagram. That's all. Once you see it, it's easy for you to draw. This is the main cell body called the cyton. From here you can see these branches coming out. The smaller branches, these are called the dendrons. And the finer branches here, they are called the dendrites. The long one, you can see one branch is long. This long branch is called axon. Again, here, these are the dendrites. And these are the muscles where the message will be taken. Clear? Basically, this is what you have to learn, not in much detail. So the main cell body of the nerve, this is one neuron. This is one neuron made out of the cell body. The cell body is called the cyton. You can see the nucleus here with the branches here called the dendrons, finer branches, dendrites. And this is, only thing you have to remember it very clearly. This part, the dendrites and dendron, they receive. This is the receiving end, receive the stimulus. They receive the stimulus, and through axon it is transformed to the next one, to the next cell. And here one attached with the other one, that we'll study later on. So basically today I'll just do the structure of the neuron or the nerve cell. That is the structure of the nerve cell. It is called the cyton, with these branches which are called the dendron, finer branches called the dendrites. These dendrites will receive the sensation and pass it to the next one through the axon. So here these dendrites, the last one, which will go to the muscles, and they'll give the messages given by the brain or the spinal cord to act accordingly. Right? So here they will receive and here they will pass. Learn this diagram. We'll continue with this next day, but learn this, the spelling and the diagram clearly. Okay?